What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Wednesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen? I'm losing track here, everybody. I am losing track. What is up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic Wednesday. I am here to give you some more news that ended up dropping probably about an hour ago for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, before we get started, definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. We're on the road to 12K, ladies and gentlemen. Smack up the like button. Appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. Shout out to the people that are currently in the chat right now. Y'all the real ones. So, breaking news, I guess not breaking news, but there is some new news coming here from the Arizona Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen. It isn't spectacular. It isn't big. It isn't Sean Payton, but here it is here, ladies and gentlemen. The Arizona Cardinals requested to get another interview. Now, this is a name that's definitely unfamiliar with me, and what seems like very unfamiliar with a lot of different other people within the Arizona Cardinals, I guess, fan base. Nobody really knows too much about this individual, but this is what the report said. The Cardinals put in a request to interview Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn for their head coaching job, per source. Y'all, the Arizona Cardinals right now got me looking like this. The Arizona Cardinals got me looking like this, ladies and gentlemen. What in the living heck are we doing right now, ladies and gentlemen? What are we doing right now? I get we're trying to leave no stones unturned, right? I get we're trying to leave no stones unturned. But ladies and gentlemen, what in the living heck are we doing? What are we doing? I was a fan of the Monty Osenfort. I was a fan of the Monty Osenfort hiring. I was, right? I was on the side of, hey, let's see what he does, right? Let's see what he can do. But ladies and gentlemen, the moment you got me looking like this is a different story. Come on now. Monty Osenfort, you know what to do. You know what you have to do. Get Sean Payton in the building. That's it. Just interview him. That's all we're asking as Arizona Cardinal fans. Just interview him. That's it. Just interview him. But here's the thing. We do got some reports, right, pertaining to this individual right here. That's Aaron Glenn. I don't know too much about him. I personally don't, but I was able to do a little digging here on my end. Now, I'll let you guys decide on your end. If you guys like this, if you don't like it, you guys can determine that on your own. Like I said a little earlier, I don't know too much about him, but looking at the people that we're bringing in, it feels like the Arizona Cardinals are going the defensive route. Now, I don't agree with this at all. I personally don't. I would rather the Arizona Cardinals go the offensive route and help out Kyler Murray, because I feel like that is supposed to be what is supposed to be the thing, right? Making sure Kyler Murray goes back to his MVP level. I think that should be the clear vision heading into the 2023 season. Now, we're bringing in a lot of defensive coordinators. And like I said, I'm not mad at people getting an opportunity. I'm not. I'm just questioning, why aren't we bringing any offensive minds out? I guess that's the question more than anything. What's up, Illadre? He says, we're going to interview janitor at State Farm Stadium next. Yeah, honestly, kind of feels like that a little bit, right? It kind of feels like that. Now, no disrespect to this man right here, right? Obviously, it kind of seems like a little, kind of a little jab at Aaron Glenn, and it's just not meant to be disrespect at all. But at one point, the Arizona Cardinals seemed to believe the favorites to land Sean Payton. They were the favorites to land Sean Payton, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're sitting here with almost kind of seems with no hope of hiring Sean Payton, because now we brought in our GM. Of course, I'm going to have a little beef with that, right? Of course, I'm going to have a little bit of beef with that. But let's give some respect over here to Aaron Glenn. Let's talk a little bit about him. Like I said a little earlier, don't know too much about him, but obviously you got to trust the good old internet here in terms of what we have. Now, for Aaron Glenn, it seems like he was a player, right? He started in 1994 to 2001, New York Jets. Houston Texans from 2002 to 2004, Dallas Cowboys from 2005 to 2006, Jacksonville Jaguars 2007, and then New Orleans Saints 2008. Now, it seems like he kind of got back into football, but also, on the coaching side of it all. Well, actually, first he started off as an administrator. Houston Stallions, right? He was a general manager over there in 2012. Pretty cool for him. And then he was a personal scout for the New York Jets 2012 to 2013. Now, this is where you guys kind of really want to pay attention to, right? Because as a coach, this is where we kind of want to figure out where he was at, right? So from the Cleveland Browns, 2014 to 2015, he was the assistant defensive backs coach. In 2016 to 2020, the New Orleans Saints defensive back coach. So it seems like defensive back is basically where he is kind of where his skill set is, right? Now, the Detroit Lions, 2021 to present. So he's the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions as of right now. That's what we know about Aaron Glenn. Now, I'm not, how do I put this nicely? The Arizona Cardinals and Monty Ossenfort has a very, very tough job, right? He just been hired yesterday on Tuesday. We already interviewed Frank Reich. I'm only assuming we already interviewed Vance Joseph. Now, I haven't heard anything personally in the Twitter world pertaining to Vance Joseph, if there's has been anything out there, but there's no breaking news that Vance Joseph is the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm only assuming that we interviewed Vance Joseph already, right? Because it's supposed to be either today, Thursday, or Friday this week. Now, there's other coaching candidates out there as well, but so far, the only coaches that have been coaches already that we have at least a little intrigue is Frank Reich, Vance Joseph, and Sean Payton, which we still haven't reached out to, at least as of right now. I feel like right now, what the Arizona Cardinals need to do is put their best foot forward and just call Sean Payton. I get it. There's a lot of people saying he's too much. He's going to be way too expensive for the Arizona Cardinals. Then why did we reach out to him to begin with? Why get this fan base super excited about a possibility of having Kyler Murray and Sean Payton reunite? Well, not reunite, but being one, right? Not reunite, but being one. Why even call if you're not going to schedule them? Now, we still have time, right? We have Thursday and Friday and probably some of next week. Now, some people are led to believe that we are going to be getting our head coach by the end of this week. Me, I think we're going to do our due diligence and maybe wait until next week, maybe beginning of next week. If not the beginning of next week, then probably by the end of next week, we'll know who the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals are. But as of right now, it seems to be radio silence for the Arizona Cardinals and Sean Payton right now. I was hoping that we were going to get some sort of glimmer of hope saying reports per sources. The Arizona Cardinals reached out to Sean Payton for an interview, but we haven't got that. We did get a report today, and it is about Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. And I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how much else to express. I don't want to go defensive, the defensive side. I don't know how much more I have to express this. I don't know how much more I have to say this. I don't think getting a defensive coach is going to be beneficial for the Arizona Cardinals. Truly. Now, if we somehow bring a guru of an offensive coordinator over, okay, right? Then I guess we're cooking with some oil at that very moment. But as of right now, none of these coaches are giving me the yippee. Let's get into this 2023 season. Let's renew these season tickets and let's start this season off good, right? Because I think for the most part, most fans think and feel in the bottom of their hearts that this might be a rebuilding / retool type of season, right? But this is going to be a difference between bringing in a caliber head coach compared to a let's go the economic route, right? Because there's two different ways of rebuilding, right? You can either rebuild with a future head coach that's going to give you promise and stability, or you can take a flyer on somebody that already did it and didn't really work out with a different organization, or take a flyer on a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator, right? Right now, There hasn't really been an offensive coordinator that we reached out to that I'm intrigued with right now at all. The only offensive minds right now is Frank Reich and Sean Payton. And we haven't even scheduled an interview with Sean Payton yet. So right now, I think what's happening at this very moment is that Monty Ossenfort, it's obvious that he wants to pick the right person out there. It's obvious, right? I don't think we would be going through this many reach outs if we weren't trying to pick the best player or best coach available for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward, which I respect. I respect. But there's got to be a level of urgency. There's got to be a level of maybe bringing an offensive mind in, because right now it seems to be very, very one-sided, and it seems like we're going the route of the defensive wise, and I don't get it. I don't like it. We still have Thursday. We still have Friday, right? We still have some time for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly, come out here and shock the world, right? Because what we talked about earlier today in the earlier stream was that Sean Payton, we know, already had his interview with the Texans, with the Denver Broncos. And then now I know what you're talking about. Somebody said there was a report that came out from Tom Pelissero. I saw the report. Yes, I am fully aware. I saw it a little too late. But yes, there was a report that came out that said that with the people that have scheduled, time with Sean Payton, Denver Broncos looks to be the favorite, right? But if you look into last week, we were a legit favorite with Ian Rappaport. So please keep this in mind, that this is all based on opinions on who we have and who has scheduled appointments as of right now. I think one of the biggest mysteries right now is why the heck hasn't the Arizona Cardinals reached out to Sean Payton, right? One of the biggest mysteries. Why not? Did we just lose interest? Did we not want to give up the draft capital? Does Monty Ossenfort not want to give up that much power, right? It's a lot of questions. A lot of questions to unfold here. But honestly, most Cardinal fans hear this news, and this is their face. They got that bruh face right now, right? They got the face of, all right, Cardinals, playing a little too much over there. Let's just do what we know we have to do. Why are we tiptoeing around? Why? We know darn well who's going to be the coach that's going to change this franchise. We know it. And now we're over here doing things like this. Come on, Cardinals. Come on. Don't give hope. Let's take it to the comments here. Who got somebody to say, this is how bad it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is how bad it is. We got people saying, let's draft a quarterback. If we draft a quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, that would be 6 quarterbacks. No, I'm sorry. That would be 3 quarterbacks drafted in the last 6 years. Go figure. If we drafted a quarterback this year, that would be 3 quarterbacks drafted in the last 6 years. That screams dumpster fire of an organization. I don't think that is a route that the Arizona Cardinals are going to take. I don't think we're going to draft anybody. I personally don't. But why are we out here not doing the right thing? You know what I mean? Yeah, casting a wide net for sure. Yeah, we're throwing out there, we're throwing that net out there and try to catch some sardines or something. Well, I don't know what we're trying to catch right now. Leaving no stones unturned at this very moment, right? Casting a very wide net at this very moment. And we're coming back with who? Who? Come on. We know what we got to do. We know what we got to do here. And right now, I feel like the Arizona Cardinals are just playing around. We got we got some time, right? And I definitely don't want to make it seem like this is the end all be all, right? You know, these next candidates are going to be the ones that are going to be the next head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm fully aware of it. They're most likely, you know, one of them is going to be obviously, right, the next head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. But so far, none of them are screaming, heck yeah, let's go into this 2023 season and win some darn games. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we interviewed Drew Stanton either, right? At this very moment, we're throwing that net out there. That net is being thrown into the wilderness. It's being thrown. All hands on deck. It's getting thrown out there right now. I got to reach out to Sean Payton myself. I got to reach out to my sources here and say, why the heck is Sean Payton not being called in for? They know. They know. They know who the Arizona Cardinals want. Michael Bidwell's fully aware. I'm assuming Monty Osenfort is fully aware as well. The one thing I said in the AM stream was that, hey, maybe this is a thing where the Arizona Cardinals are just trying to play, chicken, right? But maybe they're betting on themselves and saying, this is the best spot for Sean Payton. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait it out until next week. Maybe that might be what they're doing. Maybe they might, not go for the beginning, right? Because it seems a little desperate, right? And maybe the Saints are asking for too darn much, let's just be honest. A mid to late first round pick is a lot. But maybe the Arizona Cardinals are betting on themselves. Or truly the Arizona Cardinals want to go on the defensive route, which honestly, I feel like it's just going back into 2018. Can we at least bring in somebody with an offensive mind that has proven that he has worked with the quarterback and that has helped him grow? Not physically, but with his tools and what he can do on the football field. Can we bring a person like that, right? Shane Steichen, right? Maybe him. Now, granted, I know because they're in the playoffs, right? We got some very, very intriguing people in the playoffs right now, right? Some defensive coordinators, some offensive coordinators. Maybe that's what the Arizona Cardinals are doing. Maybe they're stalling, right? That might be a possibility. Maybe we do have our eye on somebody, but we're trying to do the right thing, right? That might be the case as well. Maybe there's an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator that is currently on a team, but as of right now, we can't interview them because of the timeline. That might be a possibility. Because if it's D'Amico Ryans, if it's Ken Dorsey, if it's Shane Steichen, we can't, we technically can't interview him right there, right? So I know Vance Joseph was the one that was the latest, right, interview that either is happening today, tomorrow, or Friday, or hell, it might even have happened already. But I don't think Vance Joseph's getting this job. We haven't heard anything pertaining to Vance Joseph getting this job as of right now, right? No breaking news dropped down in the world of the Arizona Cardinals right now at all. The only thing we've heard so far is this. The Cardinals put in a request to interview Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn for their head coaching job per source. That's what we heard so far. That's it. Doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies, that's for darn sure. Doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies, that's for darn sure. Aaron Glenn seems like he started as a player in 1994 to 2008, played with multiple different teams, and started his coaching career in 2014 with the Cleveland Browns as a defensive back coach assistant. Spent some time with the New Orleans Saints, and then he became the defensive coordinator with the Detroit Lions. If we don't hire anybody by the end of this week, then good, right? If we don't hire anybody by the end of this week, then good, because it gives me excitement that we might want somebody currently in the playoffs. That's a step in the right direction. So that's the breaking news right now, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, it's not really breaking news, right? It really, truly isn't breaking news, but it is news coming out of the world of the Arizona Cardinals. What say you guys? What do you guys think about this, right? This latest news that came out here for the Arizona Cardinals. That we put in a request to interview defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. What say you guys? Somebody say, who's Glenn? Somebody also says fans can't fix this mess. Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get this job. At one point, I was a little fearful that he might because of the relationship that he has within the organization, right? At one point, I was a little fearful, but I honestly don't think so. I honestly don't think so. We have somebody saying, no way, weak, dumb move. Somebody's saying, let's go, Glenn. Okay. All right. Not Glenn. You feel like they're see, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm feeling too. Honestly, if this is the route they're going to take, taking their time because they truly want to get somebody in the playoffs, I'm down. Okay, I'm down, right? Let's cool the horses down, right? Let's put some water in the fire right now, and let's simmer down here. Because if this is what they want, I'm not giving up on Sean Payton. Now, if Sean Payton isn't the guy, okay, cool, no worries. A, we save money. B, we save draft capital. Cool, right? But what I would want and what I would love is at least get the opportunity to come in here and at least talk to him. If you talk to him, you don't agree with this mission, you don't like it, cool, no worries. Okay, move on. But can we at least bring some offensive minds in here right now? And I'm not trying to talk about a guru. I'm talking about a guy that has worked with some quarterbacks that knows it can work, right? Like your Mike McDaniels. Yes, he got booted out of the playoffs, but he got his team in the playoffs in the first year. Kevin O'Connell, same thing, right? I want some offensive people, right? Brian Daboll with Daniel Jones. How magnificent does Daniel Jones look right now? At one point, people were calling Daniel Jones a bust. They were saying that Kyler Murray was leaps and bounds the best quarterback that came out of this 2019 draft. You know what they're saying now? Or at least not everybody, but some people are saying, oh my God, Daniel Jones might be that guy. Those people are smoking on something. And you know darn well they're smoking on something. But let's be honest. Daniel Jones looks better with Brian Daboll. He does. That's what I want. Give me somebody who can actually work with the skill set of who we have and can build an offense pertaining to the skills that we have. You bring a defensive minded in here, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. The Cardinals have an opportunity here. To change the course of this franchise with who they decide to bring in. They have it right here. Is the opportunity for them to come in here and change the course of this franchise. And if you're thinking I'm being dramatic, well, that's your opinion. That's fine. But honestly, this is what it is, right? It was the same thing when we brought Steve Wilkes in. It's the same thing when we brought Cliff Kingsbury in. The decision that we're going to be bringing in, right? The person we're going to be bringing in is going to change the course, or at least that should be the vision. Change the course of this organization into a winning organization. Some people thought Cliff was it. I didn't, but some people thought it was Cliff. It didn't work out. Crap hit the fan. He got out. Steve Wilkes, one and done. But there has been no coach that has been in this position for longer than 6 years. We're tired of it. Bring in the right coach. And so far, with the names that I'm seeing right now, I think there's flaws with a lot of them. Not flaws, but I don't know if they're going to work out, is what I mean. They might be great coaches. Not flaws. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Not flaws, but I don't think they're going to be able to work out for the Arizona Cardinals. Let me get to my contribution here. What's up, No F's Given? He says, I saw a video of Collins saying that Sean's people are mad at the Cardinals because they hired a GM without talking to him. How true is this? I don't know. Ooh. I saw a video of Collins saying that Sean's people are mad at the Cardinals because they hired a GM without talking to him. How true is this? I don't know, to be honest with you. This might explain. This might explain a lot. Now, if you don't mind, send me that video because I would love to take a look into it. I would love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, at one point, this was a match made in heaven. At one point, the favorite to come to the Arizona Cardinals was Sean Payton. Let's not forget that. And I know from the outside looking in, we had a lot of people saying nobody's going to go to the Cardinals. Nobody wants to go to this dumpster fire. But that was the rumors and speculations that the Arizona Cardinals had very, 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 very high interest in Sean Payton. What you're saying here, No F's Given, it makes a lot of sense. If Sean Payton truly wanted to be involved with the GM hiring, and the Cardinals just went, we'll do what we want. This might make sense. This might make sense. I'm so curious because honestly, the best way to catch up on anything Sean Payton related is obviously watching the Colin Cowherd show because he's on there a lot. He's on there a lot. Now, not talking about the trades, but pertaining to, any updates from Sean Payton, that's the best way to do it. Ooh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. Dang. So you think maybe Michael Bidwill pulled a fast one and it was like, hey, this is who we're going to bring in regardless, right? Tough noogies. Oof. It's weird. It feels odd. It feels very, very weird that the Arizona Cardinals have not reached out to Sean Payton to schedule an interview. It's weird. I think you might be onto something here, Noevsky. I truly think you might be onto something here. I think you might be onto something. I'm curious to figure out and looking at that video, truly. Because right now, I think there's a lot of confusion with Cardinal fans because at one point, we were the favorite to land Sean Payton. Something must have happened, especially if by the end of today, tomorrow, and Friday, if we don't hear anything about Sean Payton, I don't think it's over, right? I don't think it's pack it up, it's over for the Arizona Cardinals. No. I don't think it is. But there's still a little hope of next week, but the percentage goes down. Oof. I don't want to think about that. Oh, what's up, Seth? He says, hey, Mike, I like Monty Osenfort's press conference talk. So he said we needed to start drafting players, cut rosters, free agents, and yes, well, obviously, one of the biggest things that the Monty Osenfort needs to do, he's got a tough task ahead of him, right? He's got some free agents to really decide if he's going to be bringing back a lot of them. Because I think last time I looked, we were like, 25, 28 plus unrestricted free agents coming from the Arizona Cardinals. It's wild. It's wild. Who are we going to bring back, right? He's got a tough task ahead of him. Monty Osenfort has a tough task ahead of him. Not only that, the next free agency coming around, I think last time I looked, it was like $38 million that we had in cap, right? Not a lot, but not one of the less teams that are coming into free agent. Like we have money to spend, but we also do have players that need to come back. So that money might get dwindled down real quick. And obviously we have the draft as well too. So yeah, I mean that's intriguing. Oh, that's very intriguing. That's very intriguing. I'm curious to figure out and to really watch that Colin Cowherd's either interview or whoever said that. No F's given. I know you said that, but I'm saying like, wow, that's interesting. Something must have happened. Something must have happened that we haven't been able to get that done. Mike, I see you up there. He says Daboll fixed Josh Allen too. Exactly, and that's what I want, right? A head coach that has been able to change quarterbacks, fix quarterbacks. That's what I want. Brian Daboll, probably one of the best hires. Now, let's hear me well here, ladies and gentlemen. Every single year for the past 2-3 years since I wanted Cliff Kingsbury gone, you know what should have happened if we did fire him after the collapse of the playoffs? We probably could have gotten Brian Daboll. Probably, right? Avoided the extensions for everybody. But no. So now we got to take a look to see who's going to be the next Brian Daboll, right? To fix a quarterback's career that at one point everybody was looking at and saying, man, this man's a bust. People were talking like that about Daniel Jones. He's a bust. Heck yeah, we could have had Daboll. The problem is that people saw the playoffs and people said we're progressing. That's the problem. People saw 11 wins and they said, oh, we're fine. Next year, we'll have more. Little did they know, right? We went into an injury-plagued season and we're the worst teams in the NFL. That's why we're picking the 3rd overall in the NFL draft. Sometimes when there's a coach out there, you got to jump on the opportunity. I'm sorry. It's what it is. It's a tough, ugly business. It's a what have you done for me now lately type of business. And so far, none of these coaches that we're bringing in here don't really give me a level of excitement. Don't give me really a level of excitement as a Cardinal fan. Now, can I be shocked? Yeah, I could be shocked, right? I love surprises. I love surprises. But if the news coming out makes you look like this, if the news comes out and makes you look like this, you know darn well something needs to change. You know what I mean? If you've made that face one time or another, making this face, you know darn well that ain't a good hire, y'all. Or at least try to bring them in. So right now, the latest people, right? The latest people that we have to talk about, Aaron Glenn, right? Aaron Glenn is going to be the latest candidate for the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, let's bring him in. Vance Joseph, Frank Reich. We're aware of those. Evero, and I butchered his name. Let me look at his name because I can say it, but I have to kind of look at it. Evero, also another candidate. D'Amico Ryans was another one that we reached out to. And right now, we're probably on one of the most biggest mysteries. We're probably on one of the most biggest mysteries right now. Why hasn't the Arizona Cardinals reached out to Payton? Why? And not only that, the defense for the Lions wasn't that great. What are we bringing him for? What has he changed? I get we want people with opportunity, right? I get that. But the Lions weren't a good defense. Now Evero, right? The defensive coordinator from the Broncos. Yeah, okay. That's intriguing. That's intriguing. But dang. News came out. Arizona Cardinals are going to request an interview with Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator from the Lions. Come on. Come on. I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, here's the thing, too. No matter how much people want to believe that the Arizona Cardinals have a good roster defensively, and what I'm talking about is those positive fans, right? That you can't say anything bad about the Cardinals because they want to come up and say this, and that. Our defense is nowhere near the caliber of the San Francisco 49ers. It's just the way it is, right? Newsflash. It isn't the caliber of having those players as the San Francisco 49ers do. So even if we did bring a D'Amico Ryans in, right? Let's say we brought him in. Let's say we brought a Brian Flores in, right? Let's say we brought a guru, right? Like the Evero, right? From the Broncos. Let's say we brought one of those guys in. Our defense isn't even there. We can put the players in the best positions to succeed, but we're nowhere near the caliber of the San Francisco 49ers pertaining to the players that they have. We've seen flashes of Isaiah Simmons. We've seen flashes of Zaven Collins, but that's it. Flashes. We're riding on potential. We're riding on. Let's hope one more year can get them to the level that we need them get them to. Right. So whoever we bring in is going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough ask for anybody to come in here and say fix this mess. So right now, the Arizona Cardinals have a tough. I guess our new GM has a tough ask right now, right? A tough test coming his way. Fixing this organization and try to at least bring Sean Payton in. That's it. I don't know how you guys feel in the chat, but for the most part, most people didn't seem very excited about this. And I don't blame you at the slightest, ladies and gentlemen. I truly don't. But I'm going to be ending the stream right here. Thank you so very much, everybody, for tuning in. I just wanted to kind of come in here and say, what the heck is the Arizona Cardinals doing? What are we doing? I'm going to be leaning to the side of positivity that I'm going to say that there still might be a little faith for Sean Payton to come in. Still a little glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel that there might be Sean Payton coming in here. Maybe not this week, right? If the Panthers don't scoop him up on Friday, we can very well schedule an interview with him next week. Because it's said to believe that the Panthers will interview him this coming Thursday or Friday. I think it's Friday, they said. They said late this week. So right now, falling victim, right? Falling victim to what is going to happen with this new GM. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you at that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I absolutely do appreciate it. If you guys haven't already smacked the like button, please do that favor for me right now. Smack the like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content on the road to 12K, ladies and gentlemen. Smack it up. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. If any other news comes around, I will be able to go ahead and put a video out here for you guys to keep you guys in the loop of all things Cardinals. Follow me on all my social platforms. You do see the handles on here. And in the description of this video, you will also see the links that you're able to go ahead and click on through. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.